Hey y'all, Nocturne here. I wanted to start doing some different kinds of videos, and the first thing I wanted to talk about is kind of where I've been. I've been pretty inconsistent with doing things on this channel and really just kind of doing music in general. First off, I got really burnt out on music, on creating content. And I wanted to first talk about kind of my journey, how I got here. I wanted to share some tips that I've been utilizing to help me feel less burnt out in this process. So if you're just interested in hearing those tips, feel free to skip ahead. Otherwise, stay tuned. I'm just gonna go through just kind of like a quick story of my journey with this channel and with music in general. I started playing piano when I was 12, playing jazz. I was playing shows. And then in high school and college, I was playing in bands. For a long time, I really had this intense drive to play music. And over time, as I kind of put more pressure on myself and it kind of became my whole identity, it was really hard to keep that going. Up until about 2020, my channel started to really take off the beginning of 2020, about March or April. I had one of my covers, Billie Eilish, No Time to Die, started getting a lot of traction all of a sudden. And I started to get this momentum on my channel. I started to get more views. And then at the same time, the pandemic hit. And then a couple months later, my whole life got kind of blown up. Me and my girlfriend at the time, we broke up. We were living together and I moved back home for a few months. I was just really sad. You can even see, I'll show you, here is the engagement that my channel was getting. You can see where things kind of started falling apart for me and I stopped being as consistent. I just ended up dealing with a lot of things in my life personally that kind of impacted my ability to be creating videos and doing music. And so it's been kind of this slow process over the last 3 years and I've come back a little bit. I just couldn't, it wasn't fun for me anymore. I wasn't enjoying what I was doing. I'd enjoy it in some capacity, but I really was throwing myself at this and not seeing the results I wanted. And I ended up taking a break, not playing shows. Now I'm coming back to this. I want to try doing different videos like this. So some vlogs. I'd love to talk to all of you more. I'd like to know what you'd like to see on this channel. I'd like to offer what I have learned in my process as a musician, as a pianist, and as a music producer to help other people and just to give myself a chance to create different types of videos that hopefully you guys will enjoy. Now, let me talk about some tips that you can use to avoid burnout in your own life. And I think this can apply to any sort of thing that you're doing that you're feeling burnt out on. This for me is particularly with music. Number one, prioritize your self-care. I know this is kind of maybe obvious to some people, but I don't think it was something that was obvious to me. I wasn't really giving myself the time to rest, to take time away from thinking about music and trying to make it and all of these kinds of things. And that pressure, kind of reached a point where I crumbled under it. I couldn't do it anymore. So prioritize your self-care. Number two, set boundaries with yourself and with others. This was something that's taken me years to learn. Setting boundaries with myself means not overextending myself, overworking myself to the point where, again, you put all this pressure on yourself and it's not fun anymore. Setting boundaries with others, I used to take any project that would come along. I was, in 4 or 5 different bands. I was doing scoring for different things. I was trying to do this channel and I didn't have time. I didn't have a focus, because I was just doing way too many things and I was exhausted as a result. So set boundaries with yourself and especially set boundaries with others. Number 3, find the joy in creation, in the process. Oftentimes I think we get really caught up in the goals that we want, right? We want to have a certain number of subscribers. We want a certain number of listens on something, whatever it is, whatever your goal is. I'm not saying it's not good to have goals, but I'm now enjoying the process because we don't control the outcome of what we make, right? We, as creators, you put things out into the world and you hope people respond to it, but we don't have control how people respond to it. Number 4, don't be a perfectionist. This is another hard lesson that I've had to learn, and something that has plagued me, I think, all of my life. I've made whole piano covers, whole videos, and then just not posted them because I didn't think it was good enough. And the ones that I've actually released, I didn't have time to overthink it because I was just trying to get it out. There's always going to be something that you're looking for to complete it. Number 5, finished is better than perfect. Put it out. Even if you don't quite know what you're doing, just put the video out, put the song out, whatever it is you're doing, put it out, because you will learn through that process. And the funny thing is, when you get something as perfect as you can, and then you go back and you look at it like a year later, it's not going to feel that way because now you've grown and you've learned much more through that process. Perfect is only in that time frame. Finished is better than perfect. This video is a good example of that. Okay. I would like to start doing different types of videos. I'll still do piano covers, but I'd like to do some music production, tutorials. I would like to try branching out, but I don't want to make any promises because that is how I got burnt out before. So I want to know what you all would like to see, what you'd like to hear from me on this channel, and anything else you have questions on. Feel free to email me, comment, and I just wanted to thank you all for your continued support. I hope you will stay with me on this journey. Thanks, y'all.